Yes, you have a question.
And just for clarification, Mark, you were talking about the difference between reacting and responding to emotions. So since your unconscious is processing things so much faster than your conscious, basically your unconscious wants to react right away, whereas you have to do with the self-talk, you have to train your conscious to respond. React, is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's really put in a very nice articulate way, because we have our limbic system, which is kind of like our old emotion system, and then we have our prefrontal lobes. This part is what makes us very human, and this is the part where, you know, all the complexity about how we feel about ourselves impacts the emotion that we're going to have when a situation happens. So those two, like you're saying, is like our prefrontal cortex allows us to respond rather than react, but hasn't got the power of the other. When you start to do self-talk, relaxation, awareness, like even to sit in this class and pay attention so that you're hearing what I'm saying, because you're showing curiosity and interest. You're increasing your level of awareness, so you're increasing, your ability to respond instead of react. And it's not going to be instantaneous, but you guys are already on a path where you have that possibility of, so reacting. Once you keep your body in relaxation mode, it allows you to feel the reaction. You'll feel it inside you. You want to move towards a behavior, but you start with a relaxed body and mind. You start to create a space where you can feel the reaction you want to have, and you just hold it. I would rather respond like this. Somebody phones you for the 50 millionth time, you've asked them not to call you and say, enough of this, I don't want to hear from you anymore. And it's just like, I won't be answering your calls anymore. And you don't pick up the phone when you see it's been in. So that's like a reaction and a response, right? And it's not so much, sometimes you're like, well, I don't care about the other person. I don't care if I make them feel bad. But it's you, because someone who says, I don't want you to call me. How does that feel as opposed to, I'm not speaking to you anymore, I won't answer your calls.
It's not different.
Well, and how's your body left feeling? Like when I do something like that, I still feel a sense of shakiness when I set a limit for someone who's really trying to cross my boundary. I'll still feel a sense of, but it's nowhere near that that just vibrates and spills out onto other people.
But I think even if you yelled at the person and went all crazy, or if you said, I'm not speaking to me anymore, either way the other person would still feel like crap, because they've heard the message, but they might feel different.
That's a really good point. I'm sorry that I interrupted it. That's a really good point, because you're thinking about how that other person is going to feel. If it's someone who's crossed your boundaries numerous times and that's why you're angry, and maybe you're even angry at yourself because you've allowed them to cross your boundaries numerous times, yes, that person is going to feel awful but that's okay. Like, to set a boundary for someone, it's not like you don't set any boundaries because someone else might feel bad. That might be a very important lesson that person needs to learn, because we all have space that we feel safe inside. And if we don't want someone coming inside that space, and we've said that clearly and that's not listened to, it's okay to be really firm. It's not unkind or mean, and sometimes that's why we give ourselves away. We don't want to be unkind or mean. But unkind, you are as important as the other person, not more and not less. And if your boundaries are being crossed, that's not good for your health. So learning how to set that in gentle ways, because that behooves you to do that so that you can stay in a healthy space. And it's okay to do that. It's not an unkindness to let someone know that they're too close or that you don't want. And you can do that gently. Sometimes we fail to set a limit because we think we have to go, stop doing that, instead of, I'm not going to listen to that. We just aren't confident about setting that. And you'll get more and more confident as you learn how to respond rather than react. Because it develops this sense of strength inside you when you know you can do that in a gentle way. And we have to end. If you have any more questions, I'll answer those.
Going back to health and the feelings, I've just heard this, but is it true that if you suppress emotions long enough that it'll affect your brain, or like give it like a cyst or a tumor or possibly something in the brain? Is that possible?
Well, the theory is that, they say that internalized anger creates cancer or depression, and you're saying, does it create brain tumors? It's not a direct cause and effect. It's not like, if you're constantly failing to express your emotions, you're going to get a tumor in your brain. It's all backing up in your brain. It's not that clear, because you might be suppressing some while you're responding well in others. Like, it's never going to be, I always do it this way. The better and better you get at balancing that, you're always going to lose it in life. There's always going to be places where, I thought I had it together. I thought I knew this stuff. Am I right back at the beginning? It's like, no, but you fell off. But when you get back on, you're further up the spiral because you've practiced, you've got some experience, you know some things. So, having that kind of suppression doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get. But what they're finding now is it has an impact, but it's different for everybody. And to say, oh, well, you've got cancer because you don't know how to express your anger, it's not a true or useful statement, I don't think. And when they say express anger, we've made the mistake of thinking that emoting, like, saying whatever we want or dumping all kind of negativity is healthy. No. Journaling it, soothing your body, talking about it, being physical, so you can move the anger in a really helpful way, because you're gonna get the happy drug up and happening because you've been moving your body. Those are all ways of not suppressing your emotion. It doesn't mean start yelling at everybody. There, I'm a healthy person.